Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Georgiamon and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga, and I'm here today to talk about Chainsaw Man chapter 139. So, what did I think about this week's chapter? In all honesty, I think this week's chapter was fantastic. I think it did a solid job in setting up what's to come in the future of the story, as well as, it did a great job in introducing a new character that is a familiar face in part 1, which is the sword hybrid. I think last week's chapter did a great job in, leaving us in a cliffhanger. In this chapter, we get to see what the guy's all about. We get to see pretty much what the guy's personality is like, as well as, why is he trying to get, Denji's attention, as well as why is he so infatuated with Denji and wanted to meet him face to face. Now, before we go any farther, I just wanted to give you guys a quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my Chainsaw Man, as well as all my anime and manga content that I'll be providing in this channel. It really helps out a lot, and I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you guys could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into this week's chapter. So this week's chapter picks up pretty much where we left out last time, which is, the sword hybrid and Denji, they meet each other, and they have this, pretty much back and forward where, Denji's like, who are you, dude? And the sword hybrid is like, hey, we met, I fought you during when Makaba was controlling me. And he's just like telling Denji like, hey, last time we fought, I'm that cool sword guy, the guy that was being controlled by Makima. You were fighting us. I'm sure you remember me, right? And the guy continues on by just saying like, hey, I just wanted to come here and pretty much personally thank you for freeing me from Makima, because that was a terrible experience. And, I just wanted to say thanks, man. Like, I appreciate you for freeing me from Makima. And Denji was like, yeah, that wasn't me, dude. And then the sword hybrid is like, what? And pretty much they have this awkward stare down, and Denji just goes like, yeah, I'm gonna go to school, bro. Peace out. And it was a funny exchange because Denji ain't lying. He wasn't the one that beat pretty much that beat them all up. It was actually Pochita when he took over as the Chainsaw Man. And this whole exchange was pretty funny because Denji genuinely doesn't know who this guy is, and this guy's pretty hurt about it because it's like, man, the guy that saved me, he doesn't even remember me. Like, oh man, like I can only imagine what this poor guy's feeling like. But pretty much what happens is Denji leaves, and we're thinking, okay, that's the end of it. Denji went back to school. No, what we see is that the sword hybrid goes to Denji's school, and he's like, yeah, I'm the new transfer student. And pretty much all the girls are all over him. This guy does such a good job at getting all the girls that even Denji at one point is like looking at him like, oh my god, this guy's annoying me. And then the guy's like, the sword hybrid is annoyed by all the attention that he's getting. He's like, all right, you guys piss off. Like, Denji, let's talk. And then they go, up the school. So as Denji and the sword hybrid go upstairs, we also catch up with Fumiko, and what is she doing? She's sitting on Denji, and we see that pretty much she's sitting on him, and they're just chit-chatting, and the sword hybrid just like introducing himself like, hey, I'm the sword hybrid. The reason I want to meet you, I want to tell you something, but it's kind of a secret. And the chick is just like, I'm part of the public safety, so you can just tell me. Like, no, there's no secrets around us. And he's like, okay, fair enough, I guess. And he just continues to tell Denji like, okay, here's the deal. I'm part of this special group called the Weapons, which it consists of people that can transform into like us, like me, the sword hybrid, who is the Chainsaw Man. We can transform at will, and we're part of the Chainsaw Man Church, and we really want you to join the church because we can give you a grand status on it, and you can live your happy life. You can get anything you want. You can eat whatever you want, and it's a great deal. I mean, you should join in. And then Denji's like, I don't know. It's like, well, I can't eat everything. It's like, yeah, you could eat anything you want every day. It's like, okay, I could eat steak every day. That would be delicious. And then Fumiko interferes, and she's like, nah, steak would get boring, but probably if I eat like sushi every day, that'd be awesome. And like Denji's like, yeah, that'd be really nice to eat steak every day. And they're having this whole conversation of like, and she's like talking about like food. And the guy, the sword hybrid is like, okay, enough of this. Like, yeah, the food is great, but that's not the point. The real point is that you should join the church. And Denji's like, honestly, dude, I don't think I want to join. And he's like, why don't you want to join? Like, this is a great thing, like you should join. And he just goes and tells like the sword hybrid like, listen, I like my simple life. I think I'm starting to live a normal life, and I'm really enjoying it. And I think you should just like piss off and like let me just live my life. And the sword hybrid just has like a deep moment with Denji where he pretty much just tells Denji like, listen, I know what you've been through. I know everything that's happened to you. I know that you've been used by terrible people and you've been pushed to a side. Like, I know that's what you've been through. And then Denji's like, bingo. And then he pretty much, the sword hybrid just opens up. He's like, listen, man, like, honestly, I was being controlled this whole time, and you freed me, and I feel like I want to repay you, and I want to like help you go to the church and have a better life. And he's like, let me help you I'll protect you. The church will protect you. I will protect you. I'll make sure that, you're safe, as well as, that sushi girl does not, like, keep bugging in your business. And I like the fact that he just calls her Sushi Girl. She introduced herself, and even then, he still didn't call her by her name. I think that was just a funny little detail that Fujimoto did there. But what happens after that is pretty much, Denji's like, nah, bro, like I said earlier, I'm not gonna join in. I like my simple life. Peace out. Like, this is not gonna happen. And then the guy's like, man, like, I didn't just come here to recruit you to the church. I genuinely thought, that once we met, I was hoping that we could, like, be friends, because, I wanted to thank you, for saving me, because I was being controlled this time by Makima, and I guess it was just a waste of time. And to be honest, that moment with the sword hybrid, just opening up to Denji, like, that was some pretty deep stuff, man. Like, that, like, I genuinely felt a little bit about, like, I felt genuinely bad about the guy, because, like, think about it, your savior, the guy that pretty much freed you from imprisonment, and you're trying to, like, be nice to him, you're trying to even be friends with him, and he just rejects you. Like, he doesn't even give you the time of day to, like, even, like, try to talk to you. Like, to be honest, that's pretty heartbreaking to hear, especially, like, after everything the sword hybrid has been through. So, what happens is he ends up leaving, and it's a pretty sad scene. And as soon as he leaves, like, you can also get all the women you want, but if you join the church, you could just, like, bang as many chicks as you want, but I guess you don't want to, so peace out. And as he's going down the stairs, he looks pretty sad / mad, and we see that, he bumps into Denji, and he's like, whoa, did you teleport here? Like, how did you get here, bro? Like, that was insane, like, how fast you got up here. Like, it doesn't make any sense how you got down there. And pretty much Denji's like, hey, you're right. We both, I was used, and you know what? Maybe I will join this church, man. Like, maybe I want to join y'all. You know what? This ain't so bad. I do want to get, like, I want to get at some chicks. Like, I'll join the church, bro. It doesn't sound so bad. It doesn't sound bad anymore after you told me that last part. And that's pretty much how the chapter ends. We see that Denji, pretty much agrees. Like, he's down. Like, he's down to join the church. So I'm very curious to see where the story goes from here, because what exactly is, this whole church? What's their play? We do know that, the sword hybrid did tell Denji, like, hey, there's a bunch of other people joining the church, that also can turn into weapons. Now, what I'm really curious about now is, who are these people exactly? Is it going to be people that we've seen before? If I had to guess, maybe it'll be the whip hybrid devil from part 1, because that character never had any screen time. It would make sense too, because we get to see, that hybrid, get some screen time, just like the sword hybrid. Because between the sword hybrid and the whip hybrid, those were the two that had, like, the least, amount of screen time at all. Including the spear. I believe there was a spear hybrid as well. So maybe those two are in it as well. And who knows, maybe Katana Man. Hey, listen, Katana Man and Denji, they team up. That'd be pretty awesome. Reese, if Reese is part of this church, and that's the big, he goes in there and introduces to her. Like, if they meet once again, like, I know that will blow the internet. I know everybody will be, the entire fandom will just, like, cheer and sing hallelujah while holding hands, because if Reese and Denji reconnect once again, I think that we can all agree that will be the single greatest moment for Denji, because we know how much Denji care about Reese. So it would be, very fitting for, them to have some closure, at least, because, they did have some closure, but it was taken away by Makima. So it would be nice just seeing them again. And this is just me inhaling copium, like the biggest sniff of hopium, because I want to see them, reconnect and once again, like, see what they're been up to, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they can even, connect in a very emotional level, and just kind of either close things off, like, listen, this is over, like, properly just move on from each other, or maybe they can even date, who knows. But I'm very curious to see who are these members of, the weapons, like, the ones that, the sword hybrid brought up in this chapter, because there's a lot of possibilities. Like I said, Katana Man, Quan Chi, is she part of it? Who knows? But overall, I absolutely love this chapter. I think this chapter was very crucial to, what's going to happen in the future, because it really set up what's going to happen, where Denji is going to be joining the church. Sword hybrid is going to be playing at least I think a big factor going forward as well, becoming one of Denji's friends. So there's definitely a lot of things to look forward into the future. Now, with all that being said, what did you guys think about this week's chapter? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys thought it was alright? Whatever you guys thought, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Chainsaw Man, as well as more anime and manga content in the near future. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.